It's time to drop Conor Horahan. Dreadful first half performance, but we get the win in the end. Let's take a look at some matchday footage and then we'll get into a full match reaction. Before we get into the full match reaction, I just want to say something about Conor Horahan. I have no problem with him, but as we need to make a change in midfield, and that's the one that I can think of. It's the only one that seems to make the most sense. Obviously, we saw today Conor Horahan came off. It freed up Max Bird. I think Tom and Fauna were great in midfield, but we just don't seem to want to make that change. I understand he's the club captain, but at some point you've got to put performances ahead of stuff like that. It's happened before with the likes of Richard Keogh, even Curtis Davis last season. There's a lot of things that we need to do differently. Like, I felt bad for Blackett Taylor today because he came in, team gets booed off in the first half and they were awful in the first half. So for me, there's a lot that needs to happen. Conor Horahan, for me, we need to change the midfield. We need to play a three of Bird, Horahan and Fauna. For me, keep Sibley at left back. I think we can have massive difference in the second half of the season, but I think Horahan needs a rest. Obviously, we can't do anything up front at the moment because we only have James Collins. The two wide players, I thought Barkhuizen was having a half-decent second half when he got dragged off with Horahan. And who else came off? When Horahan and Blackett Taylor came off, I felt a bit bad for Barkhuizen. I thought he was doing all right, but we changed shape, so we went to a two up top with the three in midfield. So it worked, it did the job, but we weren't great. And we'll go into the full match reaction in a moment, but I just wanted to say that, like, Conor Horahan, like, it's time to change it up a little bit, in my opinion, and he's the one that needs to move out of this starting 11 for me. If you are enjoying this Derby content, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. We're trying to hit 110 by February. There's just 4 days to go and 5 subscribers to get there. So make sure you hit that red button so we can hit 110. So a much needed change in midfield halfway through the second half. It was an absolutely dreadful first half. I don't even know how to talk about it. We got booed off, and to be honest with you, I don't think anybody will regret it. Conor Horahan was jeered and cheered as he walked off the pitch in the second half. He wasn't great today, and to be fair, it's not even just on Conor Horahan, it's on the whole team. Josh Vickers, still not 100% about having him in between the sticks. Distribution is very slow, doesn't seem to have the command of his area, but Paul Warner's made the decision and he seems to now be the number one. For me, it's got to be Joe Wildsmith every day of the week. I think we have to give some massive credit to Louis Sibley, who came in and played at left back. He did it a lot last season and he did it again today, and for me, I thought he was absolutely excellent. Obviously, first half, I'm not even going to talk about it. I'm not even going to talk about anybody in the first half because they weren't very good at all. Tactically, we was inept. Everybody knew what we was going to do, straight out to the wings. We need to learn something else other than cashing, doing a diag through the middle of the pitch, because it's so readable, it's so easy to see, and because we do it so often, it's so easy to defend against. I feel bad for Corey Blackett Taylor having to come in and play in that sort of performance. I don't blame him for anything, because at the end of the day, if he's not going to get given the ball, he can't really do a lot. But let me know your thoughts on the first half. I thought it was absolutely terrible. The second half wasn't much better, but it did the job. It just again shows that having that moment of magic and a bit of quality in your side is what will win the league. It will get us promoted. But if we keep performing like that against teams better than Cheltenham, then it'll be just like Peterborough and we'll lose again. And that's something which we have to look at. The performances need to get much better. Even though we won the game, it's another get out of jail for me. We weren't very good at all. And something has to change. Obviously, Curtis Davis returned today and he spent 90 minutes pretty much with Collins in his back pocket. Yeah, he got a yard of space, but other than that, he was on top. He was the better player in the moment. and I thought Curtis Davis gave an excellent account of himself, and at the end he received the goodbye that he'd been needing, as he didn't get that chance last season. He's obviously doing all right at Cheltenham, but they are in the relegation zone. Derby, I think, are still sitting fourth, but we're level on points with Peterborough, 3 points behind Pompey. There's a long way to go in this season, and obviously there's a lot to do in the January window for me. There's only a few days left, and for me, we need another striker. I think we need another midfielder, but I'll be happy with just one, really. We need to change up the midfield. Let me know what you do to change this side. Let me know who you'd bring in towards the end of this window. Is there anyone that you know at a Premier League club that could come in on loan, a young player, or in the Championship who's not getting minutes at the moment? Let me know down in the comments. And if you are enjoying all this Derby County content, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. We're trying to hit 110 by the end of January. So make sure you hit that red button and turn on the notification bell to keep all up to date with all my content. Make sure to go and find me on TikTok, pictured here, and Twitter, pictured here. These are the places where I'll keep you all up to date with all my upcoming videos and my thoughts and feelings around the Formula 1 and football weekend.